Can I trust you? Can I trust you? Can I trust you? I read a blog post that surfaced that question for me. It's a question that's been just beneath the surface my entire life. I'm 53 years old, and I didn't realize I've been carrying the question, can I trust you, for my entire life? If push comes to shove and the world is turning against the Jews, can I trust you? Can I trust you? Man, epigenetics are real. The inherited trauma of our ancestors. It's a real thing. Can I trust you? Would you hide me? Would you help my family to live? Can I trust you? To people who've reached out to me, lots of folks on Instagram I barely know, lots and lots of friends, all my OGs, all of them, my real friends. Yeah. I mean, shoot, I trusted you before. Now I just know. But for people who've been quiet, particularly the people who think they're of good conscience and good faith, the answer is no. Everyone likes to think they would have hid the Jews from the Nazis. Almost nobody did, and almost nobody would. Just a strange fate being Jewish. A lot of sadness last couple days. Anger. But that anger just kind of burned through me. I'm not feeling so angry tonight. Did a little study. This really cool 20th century rabbi named Abraham Isaac Kook, Rav Kook. He was the first chief rabbi in pre-state Israel. Real cool. Reached across all sorts of lines of difference, secular to orthodox. Really understood the modern mind and was able to communicate in a language that really I think is still super relevant today. Rav Kook on anger, he said that we have to reject anger. That anger confuses our minds. Can't think straight when we're angry. And I've felt angry. And he goes on to say that anger not only keeps us from thinking straight, it invalidates the potential of individuals and the community. Anger keeps us from becoming our best selves. It's not who we really are, this anger. I'm not quite there yet. I'm still pretty angry. But it's not where I want to stay. It's not where I want to be. Where I want to be is right here with you, talking little 1984 All-Star game, talking little pop culture, talking about talking about talking about what everybody's like. Crystal Maybach, diamonds on your timepiece, jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. We aren't caught up in your love affair, and we'll never be royals. Royals, you don't run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of buzz. And let me be your ruler. Ruler, you can call me Queen Bee. And baby, I'll rule, I'll rule, I'll rule, I'll rule. Let me live that fantasy. What is he doing? I promise you, that little song by Lorde's New Zealand teen pop star of 2013 has everything to do with the Rated Rabbi Sports Card podcast, where sports cards and pop culture meet the 1984 All-Star Game. I am your host, Rabbi David Spinrad. Welcome to episode 47, Royals. Top half of the fourth inning, Fernando on for a second, and he discovers the touch on his screwball in this second inning. He's throwing for the NL. Winfield's leading off, big strapping, 6-6 from the right side. And Fernando is just snapping off screwballs. Oh my God. First one just like boom, breaks it. And Winfield misses it by 2 feet. This guy's hitting 370 at the break. Hit over 400 in June, right? Leading the major leagues in hitting, and Fernando is making him look like a chump. 0-1 comes back with another screwball that's even nastier. Winfield is so fooled. Fernando bounces this screwball, and Winfield, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Fernando's got Winfield in the hole. It's late afternoon. Much of the field is in shadow at Candlestick Park, except for right field down there in the corner, right field bullpen. The light down there is just, it's magnificent. It's what they call the golden hour. So the golden hour in the morning is when the sun, right? The sun is at a -4 degree to a 6 degree elevation. In the afternoon, evening, the PM, it's when it's at a 6 degree to a -4 degree elevation. So the sun's real low in the sky. The golden hours, everything looks so beautiful. So what's going on there to give us that beautiful light? Well, it's got that low angle in the sky, and the sun's rays are super diffused. It has to travel, the light rays have to travel through tons and tons of particles, scattering the light, diffusing the light, creating this real beautiful, warm, the golden hour, that beautiful light, right? Red, just warm, right? There's very little contrast between light and shadow, right? It goes to those atmospheres. It's super diffused. It's also got less intensity. It's not directly overhead. So the sun got less intensity. Also, during the golden hour, because of the angle of the sun, there's more fill light, right? So the shadows are not as deep. The light is more balanced. So it's in that golden hour, the camera cuts to the bullpen, and there he is. 19-year-old New York Met right-handed rookie pitcher Dwight Gooden. You had to have been there. Just like Fernando on the bump when he had Fernando Mania. You had to have been there 84, 85 when Gooden was just a meteor streaking across the sky. I know he started the 86 All-Star game, but he was, messing with the coca by then. 84, 85. He is a kid. Al Michaels on the microphone. He says, there's Dwight Gooden, the youngest player ever selected for an All-Star game. And if he gets in, he'll be the youngest ever appear in an All-Star game. And he's warming up. You want to see a picture? I got one. I took a screenshot from the game. Low tech, but you see that golden hour against that orangey, bricky candlestick wall was made even better. Just, Gooden in the golden hour. What's great, if you want to go a little deeper on there in the bottom right corner, there's his shadow against the wall. Like Gooden's beautiful, like a demigod in the sunshine, but that shadow lurking just below him, just behind him. Stat on the screen says Gooden is 8-5 with a 2.84. What the stat doesn't show, but Al shares, is he's leading the major leagues in strikeouts at the break. I got a lot to say about Dwight Gooden when he comes in top half of the fifth. I just wanted to tease you. That's like a little Mookie Chilson teaser. I know he's a big Met fan. I know he's got a little Gooden love in his heart. By the way, you should check out the Mookie Wilson. The Mookie Chilson. That's such a good name. The Mookie Chilson YouTube channel. One of my favorite collections of all collections. He had a pinhole Hall of Fame. I've got some pinholes in my collection. I'm not afraid of them. I love a pinhole. If it's not, I don't mean like a giant, like a nail through. I mean something tasteful, a dignified pinhole. So Mookie's got all these Hall of Famers, all raw, and he's got them on a bulletin board, like a cork bulletin board, covered with he put holes in the holes in the card and made I think it's called the Pinhole Wall of Fame. I love it, Mookie. That's one of the coolest things in collecting. I'd really, really 2 thumbs up. Highly recommend. All right. So what happens? We come back from the golden hour. Works a count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Winfield is sitting on a screwball actually. And Fernando blows a fastball by him, strikes him out 1 away before Winfield sits down, is gone from our reminiscence. I want to show you my favorite Dave Winfield card. What's yours? Think about it. 74 rookie. 75. It's all right, Think about your Winfield cards. To me, he only has one true great baseball card. I like the 78 because that's like the long sideburns, like all sharp. I like the 78 for the sideburns and the Taco Bell uniforms. But here is my favorite Dave Winfield card. I'll describe it to you listening on the pod. 1976 Topps Dave Winfield third-year card. I think the 76 set is the great underrated set in the 1970s. Let me tell you why. First of all, it's got some really good, like, bold colors. It's got the 2 stripes on the bottom, different colors as the name in one, the position and the team in the other. Then next to it on the left here has a little sketch drawing. It's different depending on the position you play. So Winfield's an outfielder, has his outfielder going back to catch a fly ball. It's a cool design. It's clean. Second reason I love the 76 design. Killer photography. I'm going to lay out some great cards, top of my head, not even digging in. All right. The Johnny Bench in 1976 is sick. It's like an old West picture. It's like dust all around him. Mask is off behind him. Played after a play. It's amazing. If you know what I'm talking about, it's a great card. His teammate first, is he playing first there? No, I think he's still playing third in 76 for the Reds. Pete Rose, great. Big, intense portrait close up. I love this picture. He's got the flip down pictures, glasses, and he's looking out kind of onto the field. The Pete Rose, big close up, flip down shades might be the best use of flip downs on a baseball card ever. Let me go. What else do we like? Just top my head in it right now. Let me give you one more example. Why don't we just go with this one? 1976 Topps Dave Winfield. Not an action shot. It's posed. Big, bright sky, sun. It looks like it's spring training. Maybe he's in Yuma, although I don't know where the Padres were doing spring training at that point. 1975, this would have been. Got that old 70s uni before they got it real big and ugly brown. It's a little more of a tasteful San Diego on the front. 31 was his number. Just like this young, like Adonis. It's a Winfield pose, finishing a swing, looking off into the distance. I just love the composition. Right, his torso, his hips are in the center, but then he's like finishing his swing, so his body's leaning to our left, his right. A little bit of bat peeking out behind his back. Just an awesome card. All right. I'm done being a goober on that. Great set, underrated. Reggie Jackson steps in, 1 out, top half of the fourth, and Nando's in a groove here. First pitch, that was a good one, but Reggie's on it, rips it foul into the corner. 0-1. Next, Fernando and Reggie, of course, is a left hand here, lefty versus a lefty. And Fernando sneaks this fastball right by Reggie on the outside corner. It's like a Reggie loves to pull, but I think a younger Reggie would have like drilled this one, even though it's on the outside, maybe done some damage, but he's older. It's an older Reggie, and he sneaks his fastball by him on the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. 0-2. Reggie didn't stand a chance. And Fernando throws a screwball that is. It starts out. It looks like Reggie's just like eyes get big, and the bottom drops out of it. Ends up at his ankles. Man, out number 2. So what has he done? He strikes out future Hall of Famer Dave Winfield. Strikes out future Hall of Famer Reggie Jackson. 2 outs. So what was that song I was singing? Jet planes, islands, tigers on a gold leash. We don't care. What is he talking about? I'm gonna tell you what. 2 outs, top half of the fourth. Up steps to the plate. Number 5 from the Kansas City Royals, George Brett. This song by Lorde was mega. She wrote it when she was 12, I believe. She was 13, recorded it when she was 14. It broke when she was 15. She's 15 years old, and this song is huge. This song wins that album wins 2 Grammys in the was that 2014 Grammy Awards. Lords is killing it. Why am I talking about this with George Brett walking to the plate? Because even though the song is a critique of sort of pop star lavish lifestyle and mass consumerism, the name for the song Royals was inspired by this photo, 1976 photo of George Brett taking during spring training. If you're listening, I'll describe it. Brett is surrounded by fans taking out baseballs, and he's just this like young, all-American, Southern California, handsome blonde guy looking up off the camera somewhere, surrounded by baseballs in the bright sunshine. And it turns out that Lorde, when she's a teenager writing the song, I mean a kid, right, 13 or whatever, she's working on the song, coming up with the lyrics, and she's flipping through a National Geographic magazine from 1976 or some kind of, uh, uh, compendium kind of book, and she sees this photo of George Brett. No idea she's from New Zealand, and she sees the word Royals on his jersey, and that's where she gets the idea for the name. You could look this up. It's the kind of thing like dads like me tell lies to their kids about. My little teenage daughter, oh yeah, it's named after George Brett in the Kansas City Royals, but it's a true story that Lorde's named the title of the song after this picture, George Brett, Kansas City Royals. He steps to the plate, but before I get to his at bat, I want to show you. I have a little bit of a card to show. I'm going to show you. You saw the picture of George Brett. Look at this. 2015 Stadium Club, man. Tops. So the album came out, right? All the Grammys 2014. Tops is on it. Got to give him a hat tip. They put out a card. I think this might be a super short print, actually, or at least a short print. George Brett, Royals, that same picture that inspired Lords in the National Geographic magazine. Top Stadium Club made a card of this. I am super stoked. On a baseball card, that great photograph. That's going in the PC, baby. However, back to the action, and Fernando is in the zone. Gets ahead of Brett 0-1, throws a screwball, misses this time. Brett lays off, man. He's seen what Fernando just did to Winfield, just did to Reggie. Makes it 1-1, strike 2 on a fastball. And then he throws him another one. George Brett had a great eye, awesome on base, tough guy to strike out, not at all like Reggie. Fernando gets him on a called third strike. So let's lay this out. Fernando strikes out the side. 3 future Hall of Famers, Dave Winfield, Reggie Jackson, and George Brett. Man, oh man, oh man. What such a great moment in the game. And Fernando's like super cool. He's such a G, just kind of like kind of walking off the mound, no big deal. Cut to commercial. ABC Wide World of Sports showing us that coming up on Saturday, live, maybe not live, but shown from Hayward, Wisconsin, the 1984 Lumberjack Championship, not just the national ones, the World Lumberjack Champions. Got a little screen grab for the folks watching on YouTube, and it has 2 dudes on the log roll. I love the log roll. What do lumberjacks have to do? Like, okay, there's chopping, there's sawing. I know they got to climb up to get branches or whatever. So they definitely have the events chopping and sawing and climbing. But what does this have to do with being a lumberjack, the log roll? 1984 Lumberjack Championships were won by the legendary Dan McDonough. Turns out this was Dan's first. He would go on to be a 9-time winner of the Lumberjack Champions. Oh, you don't think I know Lumberjack Championships? You don't think I know some of those lesser known sports? I didn't. I looked this up so you don't have to. Dan goes on to win 9, including 7 in a row. What a career. 84 to 90. Basically, he's like the 49ers of Lumberjacks. Bonnie Pendleton also won her first in the women's division. She went on to be a 7-time winner of the Lumberjack Championships. All right, I'm going to wrap this thing up. But first, I want to sort of scroll through the episode. Realize that Can I Trust You is something I've been holding my whole life. I don't want to dwell in my anger. Keeps us from our potential. Royals made an appearance. I've been holding that one for a long time. Lorde's pop song title inspired by 76. George Brett, National Geographic. Love showing you that car. Let me show it to you just one more time. There will never be Royals. So many great baseball cards out there. Do not break the bank. People know this is a cool card, so some guys tried to, sell it for more, but I think I paid $6 for this. So many awesome cards with great stories like this one don't cost a fortune. Man, oh man. Talk a little bit about the golden hour. The light, so beautiful, low in the sky, very diffused because of the particles in the air. Shadows aren't too deep. Everybody looks better in the golden hour, including 19-year-old right-handed fireball with an arm like a lightning bolts from the gods. Dwight Gooden warming up down in the bullpen in the golden hour. Fernando striking out Winfield, making him look so bad. Yes, Reggie fools Reggie, but man, the Scroogey didn't fool him. I did fooled him completely. So good. Circled back, explained Royals. Fernando completed the trifecta by striking out his third future Hall of Famer of the inning, George Brett. Just a little bit about the Lumberjack Championships. Not an expert. Chopping I get, sawing I get, climbing I get, but the log rolling never quite made sense. Hat tipped Dan McDonough, Bonnie Pendleton, World Lumberjack Championship legends. All right, that's it for me. Thanks so much. I do very much appreciate you. We shall meet again. But until we do, may you enjoy and may you be blessed health and long life.